Jesse McCartney, Beautiful Soul. It's Dan, RadioStyle. Hope everybody out there's having themselves a great day. I know I am, of course. Got a really fun show here, I thought. Had a lot going on this weekend and did my recording with Anya, so a lot of you guys have probably already seen that video has been put up. 5 signs that your manifestations are on their way. I want to start off with, first off, 2 caveats, 2 points. 1, you probably have experienced one of these 5, if not more than one of these 5. And one thing that we need to remember is you're still going to have those moments from time to time where you're going to have doubt creep in. So just because you've experienced one of these, I want you to key in on that and remember that when you start going through your doubt cycles, because you need to figure out ways to get yourself out of that thought process, that thinking process that gets you thinking negative, get you focused on what you don't have right now instead of what you do have. And so it's really important to make sure that we have like these successes, if you will, in our back pocket for when we need them. So that's also super important. Also, if any of these are happening to you, you have every reason to stay positive right there in and of itself. You have every reason to stay positive because you've got a major indicator that things are on their way. Again, you might doubt it from time to time, but you're getting the indications. It's your higher self / universe showing you what's going on and what's coming. And it's freaking awesome when it happens. So it'll give you goosebumps sometimes and all these things. So again, very, very cool. So 5 signs that your manifestations are on their way. You, number 1, of course, you're regularly seeing and hearing about what you want, meaning it's popping up all over the place. Maybe you're seeing that car out driving around. Maybe, excuse me, maybe you keep seeing your SP's name. Maybe you're seeing it in license plates, the letters on the license plates or the numbers, or certain things are popping up and making you be reminded of her. Now, I will say, if you're just hopping on Facebook and they're popping up there, all right, I can kind of count. But when you're going to a place where they're going to be there for sure, I don't consider that as much of a sign as when you see it show up in the real world, not some place where it'd be like me walking in, I'm talking about manifesting a beach ball, and I walk into a pool supply store and be like, oh my God, there's a beach ball. I manifested a beach ball. It's like, well, yeah, you walked into a store that sells beach balls. Of course, you can't necessarily do it like that. So again, we sometimes need to make sure where we're seeing these signs and indications, and then they kind of take that into account. So if you're seeing stuff that you started doing your imaginal work on, and now you're getting, people are talking about it, you're seeing the letters, you're seeing numbers, you're seeing signs, you're seeing symbols, whatever it is, that's a huge, huge indication that you're on track. You're moving down the process. Now, again, a lot of people are in way too big a hurry when it comes to manifesting, and being in a hurry is a surefire way to slow yourself down. Period. I mean, just period. You in a hurry, you're going to slow yourself down. I promise you. Stop being in a hurry, and you're going to speed things up tremendously. Again, if you're in a hurry, you're slowing yourself down. If you want to speed yourself up, stop being in a hurry. It's kind of counterintuitive. I get that. But again, if you're seeing the signs and indications, you're on the right track. Another one, stepping stones. This is kind of a good way to go about it, but if you've done your smaller steps first, like the easier things, the parking places, the water, the $5, whatever it is, someone handing you a sandwich, any number of things can work for the smaller steps. When you start getting those in play and can make them happen, then that starts to give you that confidence in your whole manifesting ability. So there is a huge indication as well that you've been able to pull off the little things, that you've had no issues there. And now you're going after something a little larger. Again, doubt will creep in from time to time, but you've got the basics done. Now let's work on this little slightly more challenging manifestation, only in the sense that it's more complicated probably. It involves more moving parts and involves sometimes just situations with people, right? So they've got to kind of react and grow back together with us, especially in the case where it's an X scenario. So good things to keep in mind as well. Something that I've heard a lot of people say, I've certainly experienced this many, many, many times, is you just feel it. Like something happens and you're like, oh, I know this is happening. I know it. You feel it from the inside. It's like a glow in your heart. It's something so profound and powerful within ourselves. You just know. You know without knowing. You don't know how you know. You don't know why you know. Something maybe happened, so you've got your indication, right? This is what sparked this. But you know it. You feel it on such a soul level. And it is a great indication when it's coming from there, because that really is your higher self just like yelling at you through yourself. And, good yelling. Like, it's making its presence known and letting you know, hey, we got this. It's happening. Be cool, be chill, and let it be. Now, again, doubts will creep in from time to time. If any of these things are happening, you need to be able to snap yourself out of the doubt cycles and remember, oh my God, that's right. I totally knew this was happening. Or I've been seeing signs and symbols everywhere. Or I manifested the water bottle. I manifested $5. I found a parking place in a place that never has parking places. I know I can do this. 2 more things. You're happier. When you're starting to go down this path and you just start realizing that I'm happier, I feel this happening, I know things are occurring, I'm moving down the path, I am making strides, like you just feel it. And it's that whole letting go thing, we've talked about it too, where this is like sense of peace that comes with it, but you are happier. Now again, we've talked numerous times, one of the key, most important ingredients when you're trying to manifest anything is to really, you do it, so you ask, then you believe, then you relieve. Then you actually manifest, right? So you believe, and then it actually happens. We need to make sure that we've got that happy component, because you're attracting what you're vibrating at, what your energy, what your frequency, what your attitude is what you're attracting. So if you're trying to attract something good in your life, you need to be feeling good. You need to have that good vibe going on. So if you find that you're happy a lot of the time while you're going through these manifestation processes, then that's a key, huge indication that things are on track for you, that you're doing well. You're doing great. Again, doubt might creep in. I get that. But let's look to see what's going on, what is working, what's happening, what's been happening, and then you can start to talk the doubt out of your mind. You can start to talk it down and be like, whoa, no, wait. I've been happy lately. I feel it in my bones. I've gotten the gifts. We've done the simple stuff first. People are talking about this. I'm seeing it everywhere. Again, all these things are great indications. Now, the last one is really fun, and it's very true, and it's also one that many of us hit, and we hit it like a wall, and we let it shatter our confidence when in reality, it's actually a good sign. What will happen is you will start to notice obstacles will appear in your life. When you're trying to manifest something that is significant, that is a relationship, maybe a new income, new job, new house, right? Something on the larger side that truly has a lot to do with who you are, who you become, and who you seem like to the rest of the world, right? Like when you're going for something a little bigger, you will see things pop up. That will be obstacles. These obstacles are showing up, one, because they need to be cleared before the manifestation can occur. So what's awesome about the obstacles popping up is it means you're manifesting. And all you got to do is deal with this obstacle, because obstacles, there's always a way around them, a way under them, a way over them, a way through them. There's always a way when there's an obstacle present. So if one pops up, okay, cool. There's a solution to this. I'm sure of it, and I will find it, and I will make this go away. And it means that you're that much closer. Obstacles are going to be things that maybe, I don't know, what would be some good examples if I can find any? Like a difficult job interview maybe, or maybe you had a bad date. Maybe you found out that your SP's involved in a relationship, suddenly started dating someone maybe because you've made the mistake of hopping on Facebook and you saw that. So you instantly see this as a problem. But what it actually indicates is that this person is going to go through this mini relationship, probably. And as I've said to a lot of people in comments, sometimes going through a relationship or going on a date or whatever can sometimes help you see what you don't want or what you do want, right? So it's one of those things where just because they're in a relationship with someone doesn't mean it's necessarily going to work out. So don't let that be your deal breaker. See it as an obstacle for what it is. It's something that needs to be moved through. So keep working on your manifestation techniques and it will happen. You're seeing the evolution of this relationship happening in front of you. And again, if you're going after a new job, maybe interviews freak you out, but you've got one scheduled. So now all of a sudden, oh, wow, okay, there's an obstacle, but I just got to get through that. And then the new job is mine. Or what was one of the other ones I had here? Because I can't remember anything anymore. Bad date. That's always fun times, right? Yeah, that was probably good enough. But yeah, if you go on a bad date, sometimes that, again, tells you what you need to do, tells you what, God, my specific person and I, we had 2 dates early on that were tough. And literally, I almost got up and walked away in the relationship. And I was done. I would have been done. I was like, nah, this is ridiculous. I can't believe I'm with this person. And it's just funny how it all plays out because in the end, she's just one of the most amazing people I've ever met in my life. So again, early on, sometimes things aren't clicking quite the same way. You're not quite comfortable. You don't know exactly what to say or how to say it. So again, it's giving us more to work with moving forward. So again, if you're seeing the obstacles, don't necessarily go, oh, forget it. No, it's actually probably more of a good thing, especially if you've got at least one of these other things at work, right? You're seeing signs, you've done the stepping stones, you've done the little stuff, it just feels like it's happening, or you're happier in general, and then all of a sudden you get this bomb that blows up on you. I found out they're dating someone else, but all these other things are going well. That obstacle is one that you need to pass and get through. Don't worry, yes, but it's a good indication that you're that close to having this manifestation come to fruition. Again, no time frames. If we start asking, when's this going to happen, immediately you just shot yourself in the foot. You're slowing yourself down for sure. So stop it. Stop having any sort of time involved in your manifestation. If you're wondering when it's going to happen, how long it's going to take, when am I finally going to be there, if you're asking any of those questions, you are sabotaging yourself. Stop. Stop asking when. When is not a real question that should ever be asked. It will happen when it happens. So let it go. And living in the end, of course, yes, live from that place. And I've had people ask me, well, how can I live in the end and let go at the same time? You kind of really can't. And I also, the one thing about living in the end that's also always been kind of confusing to me is like, how do you walk around all day long when I need to function and work and then pretend that I'm living in this reality that I'm not living in yet, right? Like living in the end's a great idea. And it's like, you want to make room for things. Like I've said, cleaning out your closet, making room for the person to move in, maybe making a drawer available for them, making sure you got the sheets washed before they're coming over or whatever, right? Like you got on your pretty underwear for this event. Like you're doing the extra stuff to make sure that you're going to, be successful in this. So we got to do what we can, but obviously let's let the time question needs to stop. And that is probably the most asked question or the most common thing that I sense from most questions that I get is there's an urgency to make it happen. And I'm telling you, it is very, very, very difficult to manifest things when you're coming at it from that urgent kind of way. I hope this helps. 5 signs that your manifestation is that close and it's coming. You're doing this. You're doing an amazing job. Keep going. Keep stepping forward. Keep doing the things you've been doing. Whatever it is, it's working, right? You're seeing evidence. So keep going the direction that you've been going, and you are going to be successful in your manifestation. This I can promise you. Well, I can't promise you because there's other factors, but you're doing everything you're supposed to be. That I can promise you. All right, there we go. We're going to be going out with a great song by Meghan Trainor. This is a really pretty song, and I the whole thing is actually really good, so highly recommend it. Meghan Trainor, Like I'm Gonna Lose You. It's a beautiful song. It's Dan Radio Style.